Hold on a second. Yeah, we're doing it live for a little bit, not too much tonight. We'll stay about not doing one, but I'm deciding to do one. I'm kind of bored, you know. So. Oh, shit, man. What's up, Narnia? What's going on, man? Fucking thirsty. Make sure I lock my car. So weird, there's fucking bunny rabbits out there. Barely can fall asleep. Yeah, same, man. Is that insomnia? I just did some Uber and Lyft, so that's probably why I'm kind of up, you know. All right, how's that? Is that better, or what's up, Lucas? But yeah, like I was saying, like this older couple were in the back seat, and they was kind of rowdy a little bit. Some of it was funny, but they were just kind of drunk, and you just tell they just wanted to do something in the bedroom, you know. It's what they wanted to do. I'm good. Yeah, it was the Wi-Fi. I'm like outside. Sometimes the Wi-Fi can come out here too. So I'm on the first floor. So you're a little drunk. I feel that, man. Nothing wrong with doing that here and there. I was picking up a lot of drunk people tonight, that's for sure. Like a lot. I guess the last people I picked up, they were like having the drunk munchies. We were trying to go to Taco Bell, but I think that shit was closed, you know. Sometimes it gets annoying doing that Uber and Lyft sometimes. You never know who you're going to pick up, you know. I picked up these, like the same people I was talking about, that concert. They got denied by other Lyft drivers a couple times. And I picked them because they gave me, it was a $30 one. And they gave me a big tip, so I was like, I'll take it. First AI queen, what's that? We're getting into a different world now with that. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's terrible. That's the most immature way of trying to, like, say I want to separate, you know? They just cheat. It's pathetic. Yeah, those feelings are valid, man. It seemed like that you really cared about her, you know? It's fucking terrible. Especially if you're like attached to someone, you like click, you know, and they just do something backstabbing like that. It's terrible, you know? I guess that's kind of like what I fear. Like if I had got in a relationship, that, you know, because my one friend got into that similar situation. He was out of it for a while, and while he was with that girl, he used to have been jacked. He used to have been like really good at wrestling in high school, and he just that girl really messed him up, and He gained all the weight. He just felt like shit for a long time, and now he's starting to get back at it. You know, like he's getting better in a way. Yeah, being in a relationship and you experience that can damage you. Yeah, yep, because you could be even more lonely in a relationship if you don't like her. You know, sucks. So it's just best to be alone. You know, you get your peace in a way, and you get your solitude. So you don't have drama. So I remember I was picking up that guy that was rowdy with his girl, picking up them at that concert, and they just he was talking about something about he's like I told him I was 31 years old. He's like, oh, that's when it goes downhill. He ain't wrong, you know. Your body goes it slowly goes downhill from there. Yeah, I like being out in nature too. You feel more at peace. It's not congested. It's like your mind's kind of clear in a way, you know. So that's why I went to the Black Hills in South Dakota. I went by myself. It was 5 hours away. It felt really chill there. It was cool. Hiking the like down to to the cliff jump. It was cool doing that, you know. Do I like New York City? Not crazy about it. I've been there a couple times. I saw a New York Knicks game there. I I went down there to fly to Spain, so I think New York City's overrated to me. It's got great food though, but it's just I would never live there. It's too much, it's too congested. Like if you're in Manhattan, you get picked up by an Uber or a taxi or something. The traffic's insane. I don't think I would want to live near that, you know. So what's up, Selwood? I guess I'm doing okay. I did some Lyft tonight, picked up some drunk people, I guess. That's about it. So some of that shit was annoying though. Some of the people I picked up were really friendly though. We had some good conversations and shit. So yeah, you have to have money to live up there, yeah. If you don't have money living there, you're gonna struggle, you know. Cost of living up there is so high. Like what I'm making here, that shit won't even go by in New York City. Like I'll be paycheck to paycheck. I would have to live with a bunch of roommates. All that shit probably. Yeah, too many people, right. There is too many people. Yeah, I mean, I did explore it when I moved here. I went to Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. It was cool. We'll do some more of that with a live stream. And we'll try to go some more places and stuff. It's just hard when it's so cold out. When it gets warmer, we'll see more. I'll show you guys more of that. Maybe we'll do a live stream with Han too. He could show you guys around too. He grew up here, so Chicago's way better. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the same, but probably in different ways. I've never been there, so I don't have an opinion on it. I feel like the food is good there too, so yeah, I think that's probably like the New York City of the Midwest, Chicago. So damn, puke in your car? That fucking sucks, man. I just had people tell me, like, their last Lyft driver they had, there's people puking in the back seat, and it was so cold that it was so hard to get the puke out of the car, so you had to get a car wash. Yeah, that shit sucks. You're, like, risking, like, you're damaging your car doing that. Definitely need to bring bags. That's something I didn't do, though. I got lucky tonight, I guess. Running weather? Yeah, I'm gonna run Sunday. I'm gonna run then. I'm trying to do this valet parking thing tomorrow, see how that goes. I don't want to keep running my car all the time. And say if I do want to move somewhere, I need to make more money to move. So that's why I hate working, but that's what you have to do, I guess, you know? Yeah, I like delivering food too. I was gonna do that today, but I was kind of too tired this afternoon. So yeah, that's more chill delivering food. I'm gonna do that Super Bowl Sunday, so a lot of people are gonna get food then, and shouldn't be too bad. Way less crowded. Yeah, I believe it. New York City's the most crowded city ever, man. It really is. Chicago's definitely crowded, but not like that, I believe. I'll say it's more crowded in Philly, I'm assuming, though. What's a buzzball? What's that? um, I mean, I haven't ran since like it was warm, like in October. So I'm gonna try to run like 5 miles Sunday. I'm gonna try to run that. Say I want to try to do this marathon Seattle. So I wanna try to like slowly like boost up my miles so I can get prepared for it. So Seahawks winning. Yeah, I don't like the Patriots really, so I guess. I mean, I haven't been following football in a while, so I don't really know what's going on. I just know they're in the Super Bowl because I hear people saying it. What's is that guy? Is Column like a guy that comments on YouTube? I think I've seen him before. Yeah, it can be, man. This life can be that way. That's for sure. Yeah. I made a video to drive it tonight, but I'm gonna make like a second part and combine it tomorrow. So it's gonna be a long ass video. Make it kind of unique, I guess. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I want to stay here, I gotta deal with that winter. I gotta deal with that isolation. The second round, that's just hard to deal with, you know. Really is. Stop looking like a hockey player. Why do I look like one? I don't even follow hockey, so. What's up, Grift? What's up, man? Yeah, they do. Yep. I can't stand the winters at all. Especially here. Like, Pennsylvania gets cold. It sucks there, but it just sucks even more here. It's just, at least it's a little warmer, but it's gonna get cold again. I can see it. Lumberjack accountant. Yeah, I guess so. The beard and the glasses, yeah. I'd rather be an accountant than some lumberjack cutting down fucking logs. Earthquakes? I don't know if we do get earthquakes. I know we get tornadoes here. That's something that I hear a lot from people. It gets very windy here. I seen a little twister one time when I was working that landscape job. Like, it was out in the fields and it was forming. It was so weird seeing that. Crazy. Brawny? Who's that? The guy that's like the paper towel guy? Yeah, I guess I'm disrespecting him because I buy other paper towels besides him, you know? Yeah, he's talking about the paper towel guys. He's thinking I'm a lumberjack. I don't think I ever bought brownie paper towels. I don't think I ever have in my life. Snowstorm, I mean, not snowstorms, sandstorms, floods, hail. Yeah, those suck too, I believe, man. That shit sucks. Yeah, that's another thing to deal with. I feel like that's like down south or you're like southwest or something. That's a another thing that just kind of sucks, I guess, living in those type of places. What's this channel about? I talk about like black pill stuff. I talk about why it's selfish to have kids. I talk about problems that people don't talk about, needs to be addressed because it's ignored in this society. Uh, I do video requests for people, so as long as it's like good for YouTube, I'll do it. You know, so kids are the future. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, right? To keep the human race going, but the thing is, like, not every kid is born a good life, you know. Not every kid's gonna enjoy it, and yeah, there is kids that are born that um, do enjoy life. So yeah, yeah, that's that human experience. You like having a family, but not every family is a good family though. There's a lot of people born with bad families, you know. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that somewhat. I mean, we all have our bad side too, you know. But I guess there's some people that have more good than them, and some people have more bad. Yeah, suffering doesn't always make you strong for everybody, though. Not everyone becomes stronger from their suffering. Like someone suffering through cancer, they can just get worse, you know. Doesn't always mean that they can recover. I mean, unless they get treated at the right time. And it's with other things too, you know. Like yeah, there's people that suffer and they become stronger from it, but it's not forever, you know. Like we're not gonna be here forever. So yeah, it can make you miserable. Yeah, you can suffer to the point where it makes you feel worse in a way. Yeah, yeah, can cause you scars and unnecessary ones. I think the unnecessary pain and suffering's worse, you know. Nah, I never was in an ICU. I don't wish anybody to be in that, but unfortunately, like if you bring a person in this world, that can happen to them, you know. Just breathe air. I do it every day. If I don't breathe air, then I'm done, you know. Yeah, imagine that. The government uh, is demanding you to pay your taxes for just breathing this fucking air, you know. I made 100 today. I could make more if I want to, but I'm not trying to go out all night. But 240 is pretty good, man. That's not bad for Uber and Lyft. How many rides you get? I had like 6 rides, I think. It was kind of good because there was a lot of things going on here, so that's why I made decent amount. Yeah, yeah. You forget to breathe air, and you just like are losing oxygen. So yeah, yeah. People want you to go to the extreme, but when you have a limit, people try to push you to your limits all the time. It's unnecessary. Yeah, yeah. Every breath you take, it's $5. Yep. Yeah, sometimes it's not like that though. You know what? Sometimes you can make $240 and you don't have to work all day. Sometimes it's just like a good night where you're in a place that is very demanding for people, you know? Fridays and Saturdays are pretty good. I'll say if you live in a city, it's even better doing Lyft and Uber. Like when I was doing Lyft and Uber in Philly, I was making 200 a day. It was pretty decent, I guess. It was like seven. It was like from 6 to 8 hours, I think. Nah, I don't believe in God, man. I mean, there's some good things in the Bible, but there's also some bad things that people don't seem to admit. Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, so I mean, I think there is conspiracies out there with like politics, for example, but I'm not a conspiracy guy though. 10 hours? Yeah, that's a good amount, man. 10 hours is long, but I'd say it's worth it if you made that much though. Yeah, yeah. These people need to like mind their own business. Like, you don't try to peer pressure someone into doing something, all because like uh, it tries to benefit you. You know. Yeah, people are disrespectful with that. They try to push you to your limits all the time, and you tell them no, I don't want that, but they try to keep pushing onto you. That is disrespectful. Damn, 15 hours, 375. You probably had to pay gas with that, so I was probably say that's still pretty good. Made like 300 some bucks. That's not too bad, man. Yeah, I made a good amount here one time. I did like 10 hours with DoorDash combined with Lyft. It was pretty decent, I'll say. Yeah, not everyone's there for everybody, you know. You know, like there's people that are busy and people just get too um desperate at times. I'm unemployed. Nothing wrong with that, you know. I'll say it sucks working a job and dealing with fucking people, you know. Yeah, I rode an e-bike. Yep, I did that doing Uber Eats and DoorDash in Philly. I used to post it a little bit on my old channel at times. Um, my brother made like electric bikes on his own, and I saw him making decent money during the pandemic, uh, doing DoorDash and that Uber Eats stuff, and I was like, I was like, can you make me one? I want to do this. I see you making this money with that, and he made me one, and I was making decent money with that. I made like 400 bucks one time doing it for 5 hours during the pandemic because no one can go out and get their food, and it was something else. That was probably the most. That job was probably the most fun I had with a job. Like, cause I had my own hours, I can do what I want. I was going really fast in Philly, going down the streets, and was smoking a cigarette while I was doing that shit. Lane splitting, fucking cars and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there was times where it was kind of stressful though, where there, like when I hit like some pothole one time, it was messing up like my handlebars, and I had to get like an Allen key to fix the handlebars so it won't like move on me. That was kind of stressful, and sometimes there was this one story I talked about on my old channel where I was trying to deliver some food, and there's these two guys on their motorcycles and dirt bikes behind me, and they're revving their engines, and I knew there was something bad gonna happen. I was trying to speed up when the green light was coming on, and these dudes were just fucking like tailgating me, and the one guy was like next to me, and he was tapping my food bag I would carry to put the food in. It pissed me off, you know, and these guys don't give a shit in Philly, and they they would blow stop signs all over when I saw them pass me. It was reckless. That's some Philly shit. Something else. Who are you? Yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean it's attention seeking. That's what that is, Rohai. They're attention seeking. A lot of them. I mean, if they're genuine, they need help. You know, nothing wrong with it, but they need to know their limits, and they can't just push people all the time, and not everyone's there for them constantly. What we chatting about? All kinds of things, I guess. I'll say that's a place I want to live at, man. Phoenix, Arizona. Think about maybe possibly moving there after this lease because I can't stand the South Dakota shit. It's too much for me at times. Uh, don't know, man. Don't know who you are. Love from India? Yeah, it's all the way the other side of the world, man. That's crazy, I'll say. Yeah, I like the gig works too. It's more flexible. You can work whenever you want. You can stop whenever you want. I think it's a good thing, you know, but it just sucks that it's a lot of these gigs don't pay enough all the time, you know. But I prefer them over regular jobs for sure too, you know. Yeah, you can't be always available for people all the time. Sometimes you're busy, right? And I mean, if people respect your boundaries and stuff, they would be aware that you're not there at this time, right? And stuff like that. Like it's just like communication at that point. 1500 W motor. Damn, that had to go fast. I'll say that's a fast bike right there. Yeah, I forget what kind of battery my brother got me. I actually paid him money for that. It was a battery that was made in China. It was like a lithium ion type of battery or something. Yeah, yep. You don't want to stick around people that will abuse you or use you. Yep. Yeah, it could pass away any moment. It could be tomorrow, right? It's best to cut them out of your life. You don't want to stick around them too much. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean, I think the bike I had was it wasn't that good. Like I kind of just got that shit off eBay. It was kind of a cheap bike. It was kind of it always needed to like repair in a way. It was kind of small, so it was hard to sit in at times. And I had to put like a shopping cart in the back so the battery can be in there. And I would put like Velcro to make it uh stay. Because if I didn't have Velcro on there and I went through a bump, the battery would fall out. It wouldn't be good. Yeah, yep. anyone can experience a tragedy anytime. Could be unnecessary, right? Yeah, yep. And then when shit hits the fan for them, they, you know, something else. Yeah, yep. You don't owe them more time, right? You don't want to be around people that waste your time or people that try to make you worse, you know? Uh, just okay about life. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you don't have to fix relationships that are too broken to fix, you know? Like it can you could try to fix it and the thing is like it could still be toxic. It still be hostile, you know? Best to a lot of times it's best to like cut them out of your life, you know? Cuz they keep repeating it or something. Yeah, don't blame you, Selwood. Don't blame me on that. I'd rather do that shit too. Just stay at the beach in Hawaii and just chill the fuck out, you know? I know when I went to LA one time, I was at Venice Beach and I was playing basketball. Like I was talking to this guy, he's from the Czech Republic, and he flew all the way to the Venice Beach to be a homeless guy and just uh, sleep by the beach because he loved L.A. so much. I mean, I don't blame him, you know. I feel like there's people out there that will do that type of shit to escape this monotony of work and all that. Yeah, yep. I agree, Rohai. Yep. Yeah, yep. I guess that's what's good about these modern times now, right? It's if you lose your job, you got that gig work to kind of help you, you know. I know when I was like unemployed in December, I was doing the gig work. I was doing DoorDash, I was doing Lyft, and I guess I was doing some weekend stuff like shoveling snow and I was getting something from the temp agency a little bit too, because it was hard for me to try to get a job in December since it was the holidays. So, yeah, I don't blame you, Rohai. I mean, having too many friends can waste your time and they can use up your time too, and they don't give you enough boundaries. They can be toxic. They can be more gossip, you know. Less less people, less problems, you know? That's what I think. Too many people, it's just too much drama, you know? That's why I don't think being popular is always a good thing. Yeah, true, yep. Yeah, it is more peaceful. Like you don't have a lot of people to deal with, you know? Yeah, I'm not like a big expert on those things with the batteries, but I know like the one I had with the lithium one was pretty decent. I had two of them, and the only problem I had with those that battery was I had to charge it for a very long time. It was there's times where I would run it to like close to zero, and then I would have to charge it overnight, and I had to charge it throughout the afternoon, so it was kind of shitty in that way. That's why I had to get instead of one, I had to get two, so I would make a little more money with that. Made fun of you sarcastically. Yeah, those type of people are insecure, man. Oh yeah, Valentine's Day's up. I forgot about that. No, man. Should be abolished. Yeah, I feel like it's just a lot of people try to show off being couples at times. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like people in a couple and they're I guess they're celebrating with each other, but a lot of these people like to show off like how they're in a relationship, and it's even worse on social media, you know. Neat and proud. Nothing wrong with that, man. Rather be a neat than work these fucking jobs. Yeah, yep. That's what a lot of people do on Valentine's Day. They buy a bunch of shit for their partner, you know? You don't even know if they genuinely like them like that. 3.5 hours? Damn. God, you're working till 6:30 in the morning, it seems. Yeah, I heard it's getting more cold up there than where I'm at. It's actually kind of more warmer where I'm at. It's kind of strange, ain't it? Yeah, like you're not glued to your phone like 24/7. Like people are disrespectful in that way, right? Some people are just too clingy and too desperate, you know. I guess I can be like that sometimes, but I gotta check myself where I can't be doing that constantly. It's like 2:45 where I'm at. Yeah, yep. Texting's the big one. That's for sure. The big one. From Hawaii. We were just talking about Hawaii. Me and Selwa want to be beach bums over there. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're disrespectful. That's right. I'm kind of like that too with people texting me at times. Also, I don't always text people right away. Like I do it when I can, you know. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with that, Ruhai. Yeah, yep. Yeah, this is a gay channel, man. Very gay, dude. Yeah, it's not urgent. You don't need to respond, right? Like, say if it's like a sibling that you're cool with, like say that sibling is going through a rough time, you know, maybe with health problems, mental health, right? Yeah, that makes sense or stuff like that. But like when people try to like send you like YouTube videos and watch them, they try to really desperately make you want to watch it. That gets annoying, you know. Yeah, best to set boundaries with these people, and they break your boundaries too much still, then cut them out, you know? That's what I say. Yeah, I mean, there is cons with a job and friends, man. Not everyone that is friends with you is real, you know? First time I kissed a man, 2 hours ago. Yeah. People talk about jobs all the time. They hear that word constantly. Too much. Yeah, people should have some patience when people respond to somebody, you know? When people are impatient with that. Yeah, yeah. If people disappointed you, then you gotta cut them out, you know? What's my plans for the future? Don't know, man. Really don't know. Uh, I would really, I guess like for hopefully in a couple months, I would really want to make a decision if I want to stay here or not. That's that's a thing for the future for me. Is if I want to move somewhere else, like after this lease, or I want to stay and just save some money before I go. Just sucks. I don't like thinking about that too much though, because it really gets me stressed out. It makes me overthink, and that's what sucks about that. But like the deep future, I don't know at all, man. I'm just probably just gonna move around a lot, and that's it. I don't know what else to do with my life, really. That's all I'm doing, I guess. Yeah, sometimes it's just best to just tell them right away. Like I'm not a big texter. I respond when I can, but I'll respond if it's something serious or urgent, I guess. Hard labor builds character. uh, no, I didn't know that. I know when I do hard labor, I get treated like shit more. Makes me not build a character. Yeah, I'm still working. Yep, I'm doing the warehouse, and I'm doing this valet parking a little bit. I need to make a little extra money, and then I do the gig apps. The thing is, like, if I want to move somewhere else, I have to make more money. So unfortunately, I have to work a little more. Fucking sucks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting on this job, and if I get hired in, I may stay here. They pay more, and I get to save and stuff like that. But if not, then I just still feel like garbage. Then I'm just gonna I gotta work more until the lease and save. Sucks. So I don't want to feel trapped in a place that I'm not crazy about. Today, man, that's when I became trans. Yeah, no, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. Yeah, you gotta disappoint some people so you can get more peace in life, right? Like you can't always hang out with your friends. When you have to like focus on something to get a quality of life, right? Or if you like your family, you have to cut them out to even though that disappoints them, that's gonna help you. It's whatever it is. Gym rat or gamer, start smoking weed again. Yeah, I feel that, man. There's times where I just bed rot too. I just can't get up at times. That's just the worst feeling. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a gamer or a gym rat. Uh, I don't like going to the gym 24/7, but it's just something that I like doing. It just kind of gets my mind off things. It'd be cool to be a gamer too, like what you're saying. Uh, be nice to play a game and just you're addicted to it. I haven't had that feeling in a while. Kind of sucks. Yeah, I try not to settle for that either, man. It's hard though because there's a lot of jobs that are low income. Sights on anything? What do you mean by that? I don't know what my career path is, man. Don't know. Yeah, you have a life, right? You can't be available for everybody. Yeah, I agree. Roheim, I agree. Yeah, I mean that's what happens, man. We just keep moving forward, and we start aging. That shit well, we won't be young forever, I know I'm not. In my 30s, I'm just gonna start aging. That's all it is. Yeah, it does get depressing when you start getting older. You start realizing that you'll have health problems most likely, and uh, there's certain things that won't feel the same anymore. Feel bad. Yeah, I get it, man. It's hard. It's not easy to try to get out of that wage shit. A prison rat. Yeah, I guess that's how people in this world are. We're like rats in the prison. We're on a wheel. Just keep doing the same thing. Bstevie, man. Career and jobs. Yeah, I mean they're basically the same. I mean, even low income jobs will just say they're a career. That's all they say. Yeah, yep. I understand, Rohai. That makes sense because it helps you like in the long run, right? Because when you're older, it gets harder to try to increase your income. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's more harder when you have a lot of responsibilities and health problems can arise and like you can't not everyone like in your family can help you because they start aging and dying. So that's what that is. Yeah, yeah, I understand that too, Rohai. I mean, I never grew up that way, but yeah, because if you go down that path of hedonism too much, trying to like say if you're like escaping like like poverty, for example, it leads you to a trap, and it's like it's harder to get out of, if you keep doing it. Yeah, I understand that though, man. I just never experienced it, so I don't. I'm not in someone's shoes when that happens. Yeah, yep. I get it, man. This life is unbearable at times. It's fucking hard to deal with. The allegations of what? Yeah, yep. If someone's capable of doing it, they should try. It just sucks when people are. Not everyone can, because not everyone's capable. Like depending on what it is. Underprivileged. Well, I was just saying an example. I mean, like poverty, because that makes sense. It's like a good way to, it makes sense. Yeah, I guess I can be underprivileged in a way where my even though I grew up like middle class and stuff, like I never had a good family. I never had like 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 a nuclear family where they got along. My family were separated all the time. And I guess being born with autism makes life harder, and bipolar does also. Social media, I think I guess a good thing about social media is you can connect with people easily on there, and I guess there's entertainment that's good, right? But I think there's more cons to social media. There's a lot of cyberbullying on there, and it's increasing, and there's a lot of misinformation on social media, trying to brainwash people with things, and social media is like brain rot as well. Um, a lot of people like to show off, and they have this instant gratification to try to get likes and comments all the time, and they virtue signal about their careers or starting families. You know what I mean? I think social media is like has more cons than pros than me. I mean, I used to have been like that. I used to have an Instagram. I used to I mean, I have a Facebook to kind of look for places to live. That's it. But I used to been kind of like using Facebook to check in on people from my high school and try to write statuses like that. Try to fit in, and belong. Uh, that shit sucks. I mean, I never had like Snapchat or TikTok or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess you could consider this social media. I guess YouTube's the only one I kind of use for talking to people and stuff, but I haven't been watching a lot of videos lately because there's not a lot of good ones anymore. There's a lot. It's not the same as it used to be. There's so many videos out there that everyone's trying to be the same. They're not different. There's not a lot of uniqueness. Maybe I'm just getting older too. Maybe that's it. But I notice everyone's trying to be a YouTuber, and it's just, I understand they're trying to make money. That's good. I want people to make money, I guess. But a lot of these people that make YouTube videos is just, I can't watch them. There's certain ones I watch. I'm not saying I don't, but it's hard to find good videos, is what I'm trying to say. Nah, it's not my B-day, man. Going through a lot. Yeah, I've been through a lot since last year when I was homeless. I I thought I was gonna buy a pickup truck and uh, try to help my dad with his business, and it never worked out. And I got in a huge fight with him, and basically he called the cops, and I just became homeless. And I was sleeping in my car. I was sleeping at the cemetery, at this mausoleum, and the motels and stuff. And I had my old channel. I deleted it for so many reasons, and I guess that made me depressed as well. And I didn't want to live at my hometown anymore, so I moved up here. And it's just so random, and I didn't have enough time to think where I wanted to go. So I guess living here, there's some good things, but it's been rough trying to settle in and stuff. So yeah, I guess I've been going through a lot, but I try to do things I like to do. I try to do things that I'm capable of doing, and I'm trying to find like a realistic solution for myself. So I don't want to keep going through this hole. Sucks. A privileged person isn't experiencing. Yeah, yep. Yeah, they have like a good family, they have money, they're not, they have these genetics that don't make them uh, not have a good life, or maybe they do have these genetics that give them challenges, but it doesn't affect them that much. Uh, yeah, it's like luck, I guess, being a privileged person. Yeah, smart actions, yep. I agree, Rohai. I agree, man. Yeah, I never wanted kids ever since I was younger, to be honest with you. I didn't even know about this antinatalism until like 5 years ago, and I started talking about it because it's just I wanted to find people that were relatable. I wanted to find people that didn't want kids, and they have their reasons why. Like they could have a bad life or something, and I guess child free stuff. And yeah, I never had that desire to have them either. And I grew up like with divorced parents, and they always fought all the time. And I hung out with people where they had kids, and they they had a family, but then they got divorced or they broke up, and it's just I just see more of a risk bringing a kid than there's good things. But I'm not gonna like put people down that have kids. It's just I feel like a lot of them are selfish to me, and they don't consider the consequences. But I guess they could have a good life. I mean, I guess there is good parents. I guess, right? I just have a bias where I just think that it's not worth bringing kids in the world. So Yeah, I agree, man. Sometimes you try to do the right things too. You try to make the smart decisions, and sometimes the luck you may not get, you know? Because that shit happens also, you know? But the thing is, though, I feel like if you're willing to put in the effort and you're capable of putting in those actions, then I think people should do that, you know? So, what's up, Cash? My voice annoys me, then you don't have to watch it, then, I guess. Yeah, I missed you, dude. Yep. Yeah, I remember you. We just hung out yesterday, right? I remember my mother setting up on Facebook. Yeah, I started that Facebook shit in the early 2010s. That was when it was like getting more known and a lot of people were using it. And the thing was, I didn't really want to do Facebook. Like my one friend I hung out with convinced me to make one, and it just the thing is, I was really trying to fit in with these people, and I wanted to make friends, and I got bullied a lot on Facebook too. So it was not a good experience for me at all. Yeah, I think it is better to live like a private life. I agree, man. Like you're more reserved. You don't feel the need to ask for attention. You know, I think it is better like that. Yeah, I mean, there's things I do understand what Dark Endless Pit's saying though with Rohai. There's things that make sense from him, you know. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with people trying to like have a better life, you know, and trying to get a quality of life. Sometimes like you can't help everybody too, you know, and that's something I disagree with Dark Endless Pit. Like it's you know, you can't help everybody when there's people out there that want to see your downfall, you know? Like you try to help people that seem genuine, but not everyone's like that, you know? There's nothing wrong with someone that has success either in a way, you know? So, find work. Yeah, I guess you won't be considered a need if you're looking for work. Yeah, it is best to stay a neat, you know, but it's just shit comes at you, and sometimes you may have to find a job or something. Sucks, ain't it? Get to the point. What do you mean? I mean, I ramble a lot in this channel. You don't have to like this live stream. You could leave, dude. I ramble a lot on these live streams. I try to answer people and stuff. So I don't like to just say one word in answers, then move on to the next question. You know, I'm just not like that. So yeah, I don't like that too, especially when the music is louder than the person speaking. That's just a bad video, you know. What's up, Wild? Yeah, I don't think it's good to manipulate to harm somebody, though. I don't think that's good. But yeah, I guess there is times where you need to lie to get a job, for example. You may need to lie on your resume. Or you need to lie so, like, you know, you don't want to hurt the person, you know? I guess, in a way. I guess that's what. I guess there's other examples, but that's all I can think of. I'm kind of tired, so. Yeah, a lot of conversations are fake when you're talking to people, especially when they seem super friendly. I don't like that. I don't like when people are super friendly and it sounds superficial. And they act like that. There's nothing wrong with like being friendly, but some people get to the point where it's so shallow and superficial, it revolves around them, you know? Yeah, I get that a lot, man. Ronnie McKnight, yep. What kind of jobs are at a cemetery? I mean, I worked at a cemetery, so I was a groundskeeper. I buried bodies. I like did landscaping. I uh I like maintained the mausoleums. Like I mopped the floors, I fixed the letters, I put caskets inside the mausoleum. Um I guess I would do work orders too, like fix the plaques and stuff. Um, Stuff like that I did. But I guess like if you're working at a cemetery, you're gonna see funeral directors. Like people, these funeral directors will direct people to their graves and stuff like that. And these funeral directors are basically like salesmen. They try to make money trying to sell a lot, you know. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I worked at two cemeteries. I worked at one cemetery where I worked for a year and a half. I made a lot of videos there. I guess I made it ever since I started that old one. I mean, I still have the videos at that cemetery in this channel too, but we'll be making videos next week at that cemetery. So I'm going back there for a weekend. So, um, yeah, I mean, that's what kind of jobs you get there. I'll say being a groundskeeper at a cemetery doesn't really pay well, though. I mean, it can be a relaxed job depending on if you have good coworkers or not. So, I guess another thing too is you're digging hole like cremations. You're setting up funerals. You're setting up tents. You're setting up chairs. You put the device on, which is you put the device on so the casket can go on top, and you lower the casket so it goes down the vault. That's all you do. As long as you get in don't get in trouble. Yeah, but if it's something that is harmful, it's harmful to other people. I don't think that's right, though. You know, I don't think people should be doing that. But I kind of get what you're saying, though, man. I mean, if it's not something that's like harming people necessarily, and like say if it's something that you can get in trouble with, I guess so. You know, I guess. Give me advice for a great life. I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of advice for that. Um, I guess you just try to. I guess like your finances. You just hope your finances are okay. Don't hang out with a lot of people because they can be toxic. I think less people's better, or being alone. Um, I guess if you like your family, they treat you right, stick with them. If they treat you like shit, cut them out of your life because they'll ruin you. Um, don't stay at a job that makes you feel like shit. Like try to get out when you can. Um, I guess I think a person that doesn't have kids will make you not feel as stressed out. You won't feel like you regret most likely. Um, you won't have that feeling that your kids may have a bad life because that's possible a lot of times. I mean, if you do have kids, I mean, I guess that can, I guess you try to be happy for your kids and you try to be a good parent. I don't know, man. It's just, it's just subjective, I guess, with the great life too, in a way, you know? The thing is, like, not everyone can have a great life, and it's just, not everyone can enjoy it, which is the thing about this life. I don't believe kids are shit, man. I mean, there's kids that there's there's bad kids, but there's kids out there that are born and they just get exposed to this life, you know? They never really asked for that, you know? Your birthday's in a week. Never asked to be born, I guess. Guess this is your special day, I guess. Yeah, that's what happens when your birthday. You just get older, you know? The Lord. I mean, if I pray to the Lord, hopefully that'll get me out of the funk, I guess. Oh, okay. You better get that toilet plunger and get it out. No, I'm not homeless now. I have my own apartment. I had to make a decision very fast to find a place, you know, because I can't just be so indecisive when I was homeless. I had to do something, and I had the money to go somewhere, so I didn't want to spend it all. So I went and found this apartment in South Dakota, and I've been living here for 7 months. So yeah, I really don't want to be homeless again. That shit sucks. I mean, I was couch surfing a couple years ago. That was not good, and then I just became homeless, you know? Like from my dad, like the family, and then just my bipolar disorder, you know? It's just it sucks. Yeah, yep. I mean, I guess the thing is though that there's people that have miserable lives. They have decent parents, right? They have good ones. But I guess they can grow up and say their parents passed away and they're experiencing a miserable life, you know? But I agree with that in a way, man. So yeah, wish better for your kids. Yeah, I feel like they need to take more responsibility for, like, say, if their kids aren't enjoying it, you know? Parents' feelings matter less. Yeah, because when you bring a child in this world, you're prioritizing your kid. You have to. You're sacrificing. Like feelings of regret, feelings like of like not liking your children. You know, that's just um that's not you can't go by that. You know, you gotta still try to be the best parent as you can. You always have to. I live in South Dakota. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they project their insecurities onto their children and it's unnecessary. And when they project their insecurities onto their children, it makes their children feel worse mentally, you know? Lowers their self-esteem. It's makes them feel like they're not worth anything. And a lot of times these parents when they're doing that, they need to like self-reflect. They need to like fix their mental health issues so they won't do that to their children, you know? Like this like verbal abuse and not regulating their emotions right when they're stressed out. They just yell at their children. That just ruins their development, you know? Ugh. Is America on the decline? I mean, I'll say capitalism isn't. That's always gonna be around. But it does feel dystopian though with what's going on, right? With the I guess the politics and uh I guess the economy at times. Yeah, I mean, I feel like America is not really declining, but it just feels more dystopian, you know. We're living in more a dystopian time in this country, you know. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you accomplish something, people are not gonna like that, you know? People get jealous, they're hateful, and they try to make you feel worse, you know? And you accomplish something and your accomplishments ain't hurting anybody. You're not hurting yourself with these accomplishments, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I guess the thing is with that is even um if like people have kids and they have all the money, they have everything checked off that makes them considered a good parent. Doesn't mean their kids will still have a good life though, is the problem, you know? But there is more of a higher chance that their kids will like life and have a good one, you know? So, yeah, there's too many irresponsible parents out there. They need to take accountability, a lot of them. They don't seem to. An Indian movie? I don't know if I have. I'm not really a movie person though, man. Yeah, yup. The truth hurts, you know? They need to fix their own problem. Yeah. Yeah. Ignoring those type of people, Lucas. That's what I'm doing, you know? It's hard to avoid those type of people. Yeah, yep. I agree. Because if you don't regulate emotion to your children, that's how your children get taught. And then your kids get to the point where it's hard for them to regulate, you know? All right, where did I start off at? I gotta get rid of some of these people, you know? Yeah, I mean, people can live more harm. There's people that do have harm, you know? I feel like when there's people like say when they're at their deathbed, I guess there's some people that will say that even though I'm going through some suffering and pain while dying, they say overall I had a good life, you know. Maybe there's people like that, you know. But yeah, I do agree. I mean, majority of people in this world are going through some sort of harm, and there's people that are gonna go through harm in this life to the point where it affects their life to the point where they can't enjoy it, you know. And that's a lot of people, you know. And when you try to express yourself why you are in so much unnecessary pain and suffering, people try to gaslight you, and they just try to say life is what you make of it. You need to go out there and like touch grass, or they tell you to stay more positive and stop thinking negative type stuff, you know. That's what they say. Yeah, unnecessary harm. Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, because you want to um try to get as less suffering as possible, you know. That's kind of like with that negative utilitarianism, basically. So be wise and pragmatic. Yep, I agree, man. I agree with that. What's up, Black Hole? What's going on, man? People who tried to live as harmless people. Yeah, I guess. I know. I guess. I don't know. Eat your testosterone? What's that even mean, man? It's better to be is it I can't talk. Disintegrated or buried? I don't know, man. I feel like it's that seems personal preference, you know. I mean, I guess I'd rather be buried in a casket if I had to say something, you know, about how I would die, but I mean, I wish I just rather die somewhere where no one would find me, but that's impossible. So that's the most likely way. die in a casket. I don't know. I mean, you want to be aware of like being cremated, but I feel like that's just it just seems weird to me. I don't know when people get cremated. I know people in my family have. So, yeah, it does feel like a scam because you're going to school and you come out and you're lost. You don't know what you want to do, you know? And then you feel pressured to get a job. People try to pressure you to conform to social norms all the time, and if you're not into it, they just don't like you, you know? A lot of people, right? So, yeah, this life's a scam when um, you can be born, and it's not always the case you'll enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the Seahawks will win, man. What did Dead of Humans in Cemetery teach you? I mean, I guess it taught me. There's a lot of people that die a painful death. I mean, I heard a lot of people's cause of death, and that's what I heard. A lot of painful deaths, you know. And I'll say another thing too is there's a lot of people at the cemetery that still go by status. They feel like that they buy this lot with like a mausoleum that's say luxurious looking. They do it to show off to other people, to say that they're important, you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, it's unnecessary, and the thing is you're not going to be remembered when you're dead, and that's why these people do it. They want to be remembered, and they just want to buy something fancy for their death, you know. It doesn't mean nothing. Everyone, no matter what economic class you are, everyone's going to go non-existence. And trying to spend money on something like that. It's just status, you know. That's all it is. And the thing is with the cemeteries, it's all a business. It's $1 million business, is what I know of. It's all about money, from getting people to come into the cemetery and get buried there. They make money off dead people, basically. What's up, Arthur? Yeah, I do get tired of it, man. The isolation, the loneliness does get tiring at times, man. If I do want to move, I do have to work a little more. You know, I have to sacrifice to try to get out of here if I want to. But I may stay here possibly if this one place gives me more money and uh, it gives. I can save a little more if I try to move next year or something. You know, but I don't know just yet. It just sucks because I would like to leave, but I don't want to make that wrong decision. You know. Nah, I don't think of Kanye when I poop, man. Yeah, they drag you down, yeah. I mean, I'll say parents make you pity, you know. That's what they do, you know. They make you feel like you're not capable. They make you feel like you're not worth anything. They make you think like you're just not good enough, you know. That sucks about that. Yeah, it can be draining at times. I mean, I try to do things that are good, you know. I try to do things that I enjoy, but there are a lot of things that hit me hard, you know. It can impact me more at times. Yeah, it's about survival, man. It's all we're doing, and it seems like we're just trying to entertain ourselves. So, yeah, I gotta do that, Roja. I agree. I gotta get rid of these people in the chat that are just spamming shit. Yeah, I guess it can feel like that. It does feel fake, this life, you know, at times. Feels like we're in some simulation, how we're like in the Matrix in a way, you know. It does feel that way at times. Yeah, people do have it rough in America. Yep. There's a lot of people that are experiencing like parents that are separated and it's an unhealthy one. There's people that are born with parents and they stay together and it's toxic. They should separate. And then you have people born to poverty, then you have people born that make good money, they just get hated on, jealousy. It's just and it's a nightmare in America too, I guess. Other countries too. I mean, yeah, America has more opportunities for things, but like in those other countries, like they have nothing, you know? Like it's everywhere, man. This shit. Anyone that understands, I guess my one brother, my youngest one, but he doesn't understand everything though. Um he's the only person I basically talk to a lot more. He was on my YouTube, the old one. We did a video together. Um but he tries to understand where I'm coming from, but he doesn't understand totally, you know. At least I talk to him. He's a good person to talk to. We do things together and we care for each other. I'll say he's good at listening at times, but sometimes he doesn't get what I'm saying, which I guess is understandable because I feel like my one brother lives a different life than me, basically. So yeah, I get sick of it at times. Yeah, I get sick of things that is out of my control. Like I can't stop people from doing horrible things to others. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be some bad shit out there that's affecting someone's life, and I do get sick of the monotony of this world. You know, so yeah, I do get sick of it at times. Did your parents' responsibility for your homeless because they still live and wait? What do you mean by that? I'm also sick of this world and eagerly waiting for the end of this world very patiently. Yeah, understandable, man. It's very valid to feel that way. This world's very hard to deal with, you know. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm trying to grow it out for a little while, so. Yeah, affordable housing. Yeah, that seems like it's almost everywhere, man. This this housing crisis. Yeah, it's going up and up like the housing market. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you have the right to be depressed about things that make you feel worse and stuff like that, you know? I just don't think it's good for people that are depressed and try to put others down, you know? 'Cause I seen that shit too. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame people for being depressed with things that make them feel worse, and it's even worse when it's something that they can't change, you know? It's something that sticks with them the whole fucking time, I guess. Yeah, yep. People are getting too greedy with that, like with the housing, like BlackRock or something, you know, the big corporations. What's up, Sage? I mean, how can I love Jesus when there's no proof of Jesus, man? I mean, I think the world will end at some point, man, but it's not gonna be in our lifetimes. It's gonna be in a long, long time, you know. How would it end? I don't know. You know, there's some many possibilities. I guess lack of love. Um, nah, I don't think it's a lack of love of Jesus, man. Yeah, a lot of people invest in houses though. They try to make it look good, so they make more profit. And give it to their next generation of kids. That's how it goes all the time, it seems. Yeah, I mean, it's something else. All right, let's start getting rid of these people. This is ridiculous here. Get out of here, dude. Yeah, I think people should complain about something. How can someone change if they can't complain about it, you know? I agree about that, man. Yeah, it sucks in a way when it's very isolating. It's when it's very cold, it's hard to deal with, and it makes me worse with my mental health, especially my bipolar. But I'll say good thing about here is the cost of living is doable. I'm able to afford things more than where I'm from, and there's good things about living here, you know. But I'm just not crazy about this place at times. Um, I guess it's not as good as the PS2 or like the GameCube I had, but I'll play games on there at times. Uh, yeah, I feel like it's kind of a little overhyped than like other consoles out there. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess you go by society standards. Like, if you don't conform to social norms, society will think you're a loser, I guess. So, I mean, if you're talking about survival, like if people can adapt and people are, you know, I guess, you know. Yeah, this world is scary in a way, man. I see a lot of happy homeless people. Yeah, but how do you know if they're genuinely happy, though? You know what I mean? You see them smiling, talking, doesn't mean they're totally happy, but maybe they are, you know? I don't know. Yeah, people will call you a loser for that, yeah. It's very shallow and superficial because you don't have this certain career status. Um, I don't know what my favorite memory in childhood is. I don't even like my childhood that much either. Um, I guess, hmm. I guess like riding the bike around the neighborhood or swimming at the pool or climbing trees at my grandparents' house. I mean, stuff like that. Uh I'm sorry that it's depressing for you, but it's a pessimistic channel, you know? If you can't handle it, then you don't have to watch it, you know? I try to be realistic too. I don't try to be negative all the time, you know? So, I mean, you don't have to watch that then. I mean, that's your problem. I'm not that depressed tonight. It's just I'm just a pessimistic thinker, you know. I try to be realistic also, and I do see positives in things. So some people just can't handle pessimism. Some people just can't handle that shit. I've been working at this warehouse for a month, and I'm doing this valet parking tomorrow, so I'm doing that. I'm doing the gig apps. Unfortunately, I have to work a little more. Say if I do want to move, you know, in like 6 months, I have to work a little more to have more money to move somewhere else. It sucks, but and it yeah, the jobs I guess are okay for now. You know, it's tolerable. Yeah, yep. If the sibling keeps repeating the same things over and over again, then you can't help them out. You gotta cut them out of his life, you know? Out of your life, I mean. Yeah, it does feel like a hell round, man. There's a lot of bad in this world, you know? Yeah, I mean, I don't watch football anymore like I used to. I'm probably just gonna do DoorDash to try and make some money because people are just gonna order their wings and beer and shit like that, you know? It's the same thing over and over again with sports, you know? That's why I like sports, but it's just, you know, it's the same repetitiveness all the time, right? Yeah, Eminem's alright. I like his rap music, yeah. Yeah, I know. I get called that a lot. Ronnie McNutt, yep. How much is the rent? I pay $635 a month. That's how much I pay. Yeah. Yep, they want you to listen to their advice 'cause they think they know it all, you know? When there's other ways to, like, say, make more money, for example, or there's other ways to do something better, I guess. What would you do? I guess get them off your balcony, I guess, if that's a problem. Yeah, yeah. People do hate you if you want to do something better with your life, you know? People want to see your downfall all the time. Yeah, yep. I mean, if you ever been to a bar and shit like that, you're like smoking a cigarette, and a guy comes up to you and says, "Can I bump a smoke off you?" And then all of a sudden, this guy's talking to you, and you know that's all most of these people do is they ask, "What do you do for a living?" You know. I mean, I know I used to do that at times, right? I used to do that as a conversation starter, but I'll say most people when they do that, they try to see where you're at status wise. And if you don't have like the certain career, they stop talking to you or something, you know? Or they try to put you down in a way with your career. They talk about their career more, you know, and it's not like a good conversation at that point. It's like it's one-sided, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't know either, and there's certain things that I have an ego on, and I can get away with it, I guess, you know. And it's probably because I'm passionate about something, or it's like I feel like I'm right, you know. There's nothing wrong with having biases. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like if someone has an ego and they're too egotistical and they're putting someone down and stuff like that. I don't think that's good, you know. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I mean, if people refuse to be your support system, like your family, they don't want to do their job, then yeah, they ain't your support system, right? Bigger than you. Yeah, understandable, man. Like you tried working and it just didn't work, you know. It's not easy dealing with a job and dealing with these coworkers and bosses all the time. There's nothing wrong with being a need either, you know. It's understandable, right? Something that hinders your life and makes you incapable of working. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people look down on people that are neat all the time, and it shouldn't. People are pathetic, you know. They don't know their background. A lot of them. Stay positive. I mean, that isn't always going to work, you know? Staying positive is easier said than done, you know? It's not easy to stay positive when things are not going well for you or something, you know? It takes time to feel better, you know? You can't just force someone to like be positive in a way. Should I get a vasectomy? Um, I'll say yes if you don't want children and you enjoy having sex. Why not? I mean, I should get a vasectomy too. I don't want kids either. So yeah, being independent is good. It has a lot of pros and stuff, you know. So yeah, yeah. My phone died. Yep. I'll stay up for a little bit. I have to charge my phone. I'm sorry that it ended like that. Um, yeah, my phone died. I do this all the time. I wasn't paying attention to my phone battery. So, so yeah, I forget who I was talking to. I think it was something about being positive or something. It's not easy to stay positive all the time. It takes time to heal from something, you know. So, um, yeah, they live on autopilot. Yep, I agree with that, man. So the voice doesn't match the person. I mean, yeah, that happens with other people, man. Yep, I guess so. Traditions and norms. Yep. Yeah, they want to live like more traditional in a way. That I guess that has its pros and cons with that. Do I support ICE? Yeah, I support them. Yep. I do think that immigration should be a better process for people that are coming into the country. They have no criminal background. They it should be so hard for people to try to come in with the process, but I don't think people should come in illegally. I don't think that's good, you know. Everything is boring and stressful, but I don't think that's everything for everybody, though. Not everyone is so bored and stressed. I mean, um, I think I think a lot of things are very stressful, though. Everyone's different with that, I guess. You know. Yeah, the STD panel. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, learn to say no when you need to. I used to have been more of a pushover and stuff. It would haunt you, and a lot of people don't say no because they have fear of conflict, you know. It's what it is, I guess. So that's what that. PS3 is better. Yeah, it's I mean, I never had the PS3, so I can't say. Yeah, it'd be cool to see what the PlayStation 6 is like, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get a console again. Not that much of a gamer like I used to, you know. Nintendo feels better. Yeah, they probably have better games or something, I guess. Hmm. Guess I'll just go to the bottom. Yeah, my phone died, so I didn't pay attention to the battery percentage. I'm only gonna be on for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna go to bed though. Trying to sleep in. All right, yeah, that's cool, man. It's good to get your sleep, right? You don't want to like get all nighters all the time, you know. That shit isn't good either. You know, I mean, I'm kind of up now because I was doing lift tonight and stuff, so. Yeah, I want to see if I could do more videos this weekend. Probably not gonna do as much this weekend, but when I come to Pennsylvania, we'll do a good amount there. Try to go to that cemetery again. We'll do some videos over there. Maybe we'll do some videos in Philly, 'cause I'll be in the city too. So, yeah. I think it can be ridiculous. Some of them can be. Like, too ridiculous to the point where, like, why is this a qualification? You know? But, man, you gotta go by the rules. I don't think it's good for people to just go to a country illegally, you know? Like what I said with the process of it, the getting a country, it shouldn't be like so hard for people where it's like they don't have a criminal background check, they passed everything. They shouldn't have to wait so long, you know? They should be able to get in at that point. I feel like if the process was better, I feel like the illegal immigration will be less or something. Man. Yeah, I made a video tonight. I think I'm gonna continue it tomorrow, so. What's up, Shay? What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow. Yep. I'm parking cars and stuff. It's a little money to have, I guess. Unfortunately, like if I want to move somewhere, I have to have more money in my account, you know? It sucks out I have to work more, but if I do decide like I have to do this type of shit, I guess. Moving somewhere, it costs a good amount of money. It's not cheap if you want to move somewhere far, you know? But I don't know if I want to move after this lease or not. I may stay. I don't know. Depends on like this warehouse job. See what happens. And I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if I can handle the isolation here too much. I don't know if I can handle this winter weather all the fucking time and this wind, and it's hard to deal with this place at times, you know. Yeah, Japan's got that 996. I can understand why a lot of them rather be neat, you know. There's no balance. There's no like people are working constantly. And cost of living up there is pretty high also. Despite like the pros of Japan, like it's very safe and stuff like that, you know. Not afraid to be on camera, man. My phone's charging. I don't have the. I can't use a cord for my phone because it's not working right. You know, I have to use a wireless one. The phone, the phone's getting a suntan. Yeah, yep. It's getting a nice tan right now. Yeah, yep. No matter where you go, life can suck everywhere. Yep. I agree, man. Some places are worse than others, it seems, too. Yeah, passport bro shit. Yeah, it doesn't guarantee that you'll feel content with life, that's for sure. Yep. Yeah, you gotta pay everything. I'll say nothing's free. That's the brutal truth, you know? A lot of that shit's, you gotta pay for. You gotta look for work before your lease ends. Yeah, fucking sucks, that doesn't it? Trying to find work when you don't want to do it, you know? Yeah, I understand, man. Yeah, you should go somewhere that you'll feel better at a place, you know, and you hopefully that's like a where what am I saying? You just hope that place you move to, you feel more content, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'll say the U.S. is better in a lot of countries, but it's not like the best country, you know. The U.S. does have a lot more opportunities. There's good things about here, but it's just there's a lot of shit that is not good about this country that people don't want to admit, you know. So yeah, that's the thing when you move, I guess. Like something like the scenery, or there's things to do, but there may not be enough opportunities for a good job, you know. That's what sucks about that too. I sound like a genius? I guess so, man. I guess I am one. Hmm. You live in China? Yeah, it's like all the way the other side of the world, man. Yeah, they're advancing with a lot of technology over there, that's for sure. Advancing a lot more in the US, it seems. Yeah, I agree, man. I think work from home should be more normalized too. Something that Elon Musk is hating. He wants people to commute, but work from home just helps with a lot of things with a lot of people. They don't have to spend a lot of money on their cars. They don't feel like you know, don't have to deal with the coworkers. You know what I mean? Work from home is a very good thing. It shouldn't be so stigmatized in society. Work from home. What's up, Gabby Mary? What's going on? It's 11%. Hmm. Yeah, same. Almost ready to go to bed. I'm trying to charge the phone because tried to do a live stream. It died on me. So yeah, you don't have the TikTok. I guess that's a good thing, right? the TikTok shit's too much brain rot, you know? Yeah, yep. There's a lot of women in China that are attractive too, you know? They don't have like an obesity problem like the US does, that's for sure. For 50 bucks, that isn't too bad, man. Taking the trains. It's probably better public transportation than the US also. Man, I think the only good public transportation in the US is New York, and I guess Philly's decent, you know? Yeah, I that's all I can do basically too is all this blue collar work. I want to try to escape that shit. I'm tired of it, you know. I thought I was gonna do my own thing with my dad, but there's no point in doing this shit when you're not trying to do your own thing, or it's just hard to try to find one that where you can move up, you know. Yeah, it will. The dentist, the dentist, I guess where we at is doesn't accept insurance all the time, so you have to pay more. Nah, I can't no more. 'Cause I don't get along with my dad, so I ain't trying to do it, I guess. Like before I was homeless, I was trying to buy my own truck, but from what happened, it's I'm heading somewhere else now, you know? I ain't trying to do that business stuff either. I see how stressed my dad is. I guess it's good that I'm not doing it, you know? Nah, it's all right. I mean, still trying to. I'm still trying to figure out what else to do. It's hard to deal with at times, but I'm trying to do something. You know. Yeah, yeah. It's getting dystopian. With a lot of this identity politics, that's for sure. The West seems to care about that a lot. Yeah. What's up, upbeat raw hip hop? What's going on, man? Yeah, that's good that you like living in China, man. You're like in like a place where you're content at. That's good, I'll say. A lot of people seem to bash China, but seem like China has good things to offer as well, you know? A lot of people don't seem to talk about it. Yeah, I mean they're planning for their future, I guess, you know. The food, food from where? Yeah, I get it, man. Because a lot of people bring kids in the world and they don't realize, like, not all of them will have a good life, you know? I get it, man. Yeah, not everyone likes their parents, though, man, you know? You don't have to like them if you don't want to. You can like them if you want, also. Yeah, Australia's yeah, it's got good things over there, but it seems like their economy's something else too. People over there are trying, not trying to, they're having a hard time affording stuff too, you know? Yeah, happiness is temporary. Happiness is just a feeling, you know? They gonna appear out of nowhere. Because that could be kind of scary if they just jump at you and you're driving, you know? Yeah, I think the black pill can be too defeatist, I'll say. I don't view it such a defeatist like viewpoint, you know? I mean, I believe in giving up in ways where you can't change something. I believe you just have to accept it, but you can't. I feel like the black pill makes sense where I think people go by your looks a lot, you know? I think we live in a shallow world like that. I feel like the black pill too can be toxic and they can try to put you down, you know? They want to, you know, like if you're high on the black pill, they get jealous of you. If you're low on the black pill, you get treated like garbage, right? It should be realistic. What can you change? You have to give up? What can you accept? You know, it shouldn't be so defeatist, you know what I mean? It's not realistic, you know? It's annoying when your parents tell you that you're tell their I can't read their fantasy of how they want your life to go. Yeah, they'll disown you if you don't live your don't live a life like what your parents want you to do. It's best to cut those type of parents out, you know. Yep, yeah, without their help, yeah, those aren't good parents, man. You gotta cut them out. Yeah, I think Black Pill has a lot of truths to it, you know, but I think the thing is, I feel like it can be super defeatist, you know, and I don't think that's like always realistic when people like say when people think that they're low on the black pill, you know, when they're really not that low on the black pill, you know. It's it's shit like that. I mean, I've seen dudes that are like that. People think that there's dudes out there that think they're low on the black pill. They think they're not that attractive in looks, for example, and they're actually not that bad. You know, they're like normie tier, I guess. I didn't read your comment. Wait, are you talking to me or? Yeah, I think the world gets worse in ways. I agree, man. Me? Let me read the comment then. Hold on. Was it uh yeah, my bad. I'm just kinda tired. It's annoying when your parents tells you their fantasy of how they want your life to go and it includes things that you like, but your parent is unwilling to help you obtain these things. Yeah, those type of parents need to get rid of, you know, it's just irony at that point. That's what I think. Like how these parents want you to live a life like how they want you to, but they don't want to give you the tools to do it. That's just, you know, they don't want to teach you the life skills to be prepared for the real world or something. Yeah, I guess I just misunderstood your comment, man. My bad. I'm just a little tired. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, like what's the point, you know? These parents want you to do this, but they don't want to give you the tools. What's the point? Yeah, those are toxic parents right there, man. Yeah. Yeah, didn't want to help you with it, right? Your dad wants you to get women, but isn't going to help you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the only way, like, if you're attractive is if, like, you have the looks, like, with the face and height, and, uh, you try to see things that you can possibly change with your looks that can boost you up. But that's not always the case for everybody, you know? And yeah, like, maybe it's because maybe your dad isn't the most social, best socially. Maybe it's that also. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even compare those things, Shay. I think they both suck. I wouldn't want to die from drowning or just from hypothermia, you know? Yeah. Fuck dying like that. That shit's painful, man. AI girlfriends. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna come sooner and later. It seems this technology shit's speeding up. I feel like I feel like it can be a good thing in ways, you know. Yeah, ain't like spending money on you. Yeah, it's want to use that money for himself. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like it is hard to learn Japanese, man. Not an easy thing to learn. Yeah, if you don't have the money, it's harder to improve on your looks that you're capable of doing. That'll help you, you know? Yeah, that's terrible, man. You should at least have the money to take you to the dentist and help your teeth. Yeah, something else, man. I mean, that's it. That isn't your fault. Your teeth. That's something that's out of your control, you know. But if he has, like, say, if you have a lot of spaces in your teeth, like your dad should invest money to try to give you braces or something, you know. But rather spend it on himself. That's why I feel like when you're a parent, you can't be so selfish about yourself. You gotta prioritize your children. That's what these parents have to do. All right, I think I'm done now. I gotta charge this phone good, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a live tomorrow as well. So.